Coming up shortly from Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, the Pistons taking on the Pacers. For Detroit, they're well aware that starting the season on the road can make for a choppy start. They plan to rise to the challenge and steal a first win here. Pacers, Pistons, coming right up. And we've been waiting for this day for a long time. It's opening day in the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of a new season. With Doris Berg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, Kevin Harlan. And we welcome in someone who has been writing and communicating NBA basketball thoughts in book, over the air, in podcasts, and on TV, the terrific Bill Simmons. Bill, great to have you.
And now for somebody who's playing a video game at 3 in the morning. That's my next. That's the next phase for me.
But isn't this a great venue for
This is great.
I know.
This is great. They're half asleep. My voice is waking them up. I'm
Bill Simmons is terrific.
Yeah. Wake up. Wake up. I'm talking to you.
DA, take it away.
When the Pacers traded away Paul George, many around the league expected a total rebuild. Instead, Indiana has been a consistent playoff team. They don't have so-called big names on this roster, but they do have veterans who stayed humble, who've bought in completely, and come to play every night. And with young talent that's still on the rise, there's reason for optimism going forward in Indiana. Kevin?
A lot of optimism. Thanks, DA. You know, Bill, Indiana's a huge basketball state. Lots of love for the high school game, certainly the college game, but support of the Pacers has been a little inconsistent at times.
Yeah, I blame the Pacers because they should never have less than 3 players from Indiana University on the team at all times. Indiana people really love people who went to high school or college in Indiana. And I think that's one of the reasons they've responded to Oladipo like they have. Not only is he great, but he's actually an IU guy. I would always have at least 4. They should have all the Zellers. Anybody who's played
all
at
three
Indiana.
of those Zellers, then maybe the dad can come back and play too.
Yogi Ferrell,
yes.
all those dudes. They should all be on the Pacers.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. He's out there with Wright. Then it's Plumlee. Then there's Jeremy Grant. And it's ABC in at the small forward position. And for the Pacers, Sabonis and Turner up front. Oladipo is the 2 with Warren playing small forward. And it's Brogdon in at the point guard position. The shot's good from Hayes. Here's Brogdon. That shot missing. Some solid defense from Grant. Takes the 3, and another 3 for Detroit. And the deal keeping the Pacers in Indianapolis for 25 more years, almost $300 million in public subsidies, Bill, to renovate and expand the arena and the area around the arena.
So the public pay for this?
Some of it, a lot of it, but maybe not all of it.
If the arena was such a good deal, why doesn't the rich guy pay for it?
I don't know. I think the Pacers are at least kicking in $65 million.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
That's so nice of them.
Here's Warren following the 3 by Detroit. Fades.
Boy, that's 0 for 3 in the early going. Just a little out of sync. Boy, after missing 3 straight, they finally get one to go down.
Pass to Hayes. Now, here's Grant, guarded by Oladipo. From deep three-point range, it's rebounded by Indiana.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Brogdon.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
Absolutely appreciate the effort, though. He really went after it. So close. Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
Well, you want to talk about efficiency in less than 25 minutes a game. Domantas Sabonis averaged over 9 rebounds, hit nearly 60% from the field. Was a three-point threat, and he came off the bench.
And a great contract. I mean, one of the best value guys in the league because, you know, you know that he can play on a playoff team and get big minutes. And I think the most interesting thing for me with him is I'm not sure him and Turner should be on the same team. I think he could be the kind of stretch five who can also go inside and bang some bodies for a really good team. And when you have him and Turner together, it's just too easy to go small and kind of exploit one of them. At some point, they're going to have to pick between those two guys. And it might even be right now. Like literally right now, this second, now that I've mentioned it.
You guys are watching the game.
Yeah.
That free throw good from Warren.
Well, I love T.J. Warren. The reason, guys, is he's proven to be a dependable scorer who's got good versatility, and he can play either forward position. So important in today's NBA.
Now here's Wright. Shoots over Warren, and Wright gets it to go on the assist by Hayes. Pacers trail by 3. Rocked in the pass to Warren. First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. Oladipo outside. Just 5 on the clock. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Shoots from 14. Here's Turner. Lays it up and banks it in.
Miles Turner is simply a workhorse. I mean, he keeps plays alive with his length and activity.
And, Bill, we've seen more and more teams base their offenses around three-point shooters. Threes are at an all-time high. We know that. Should the NBA, that in mind, do anything to address this via any rule change? Which I don't know what that would mean, but it has been talked about.
I don't like changing. I think it's going to manifest itself with it doesn't work in the playoffs as well. And teams are going to slowly realize like that you need to blend an inside-outside game at least a little bit.
Well, you can't lose what the game is.
No,
it's bigs and smalls. It's inside. It's outside. And
it's still passing and unselfishness. The Warriors take a lot of threes, but they're the most unselfish team we have, and they create a lot of layups, and they play, they're really creative. And you just can't, that just can't be your thing is we shoot 53s, here's our offense. The problem is you're still going to get in these games where 2 points really matters, and that's what you saw with Kawhi in the playoffs last year. These games slow down, it's going to be a 92-89 ending, and your team needs to get 10 baskets in the fourth quarter. No matter how you're going to get them, you still need somebody who can do that too.
Now here's McDermott. Sekou Doumbouya unable to get his last shot to go. Here's Sabonis.
Oh, what's the price of admission?
We are talking about 6'11", 240 pounds of nothing but big-time athlete. Domantas Sabonis doing work.
And from everything we're hearing, Bill, the draft's one-and-done aspect may be coming to an end. Like it?
For me, the G League is the key to all of this. I would like to see the guys come right out of high school and go into the G League and have an actual infrastructure that's attached to the real team.
And the G League is having an effect on the NBA. There are a lot of former guys from that league playing in the big league.
And the other thing is, like, sports rights are becoming more and more valuable with the streaming services. And just the fact that you can watch a game anywhere you are. You can watch it on your phone. You can watch it if you're in China. You can watch it if you're in Hawaii. And I think the G League should be a bigger thing. So if they can figure out a way to kind of steal college basketball's corner with some of this stuff while also preparing these guys. The one and done, that makes no sense to me. I don't understand what anyone gains from going to college for 5 months and then pretend they're a college student.
Jackson misses.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Holiday dishes to Lamb. 34 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Sabonis trying to get open. And again, it's Indiana.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
Pistons trail by 8. Pass to Doumbouya. Over Sabonis. That's good from Doumbouya on the assist by Hayes. Hayes has got 3 assists tonight. Holiday attacking. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
The pass to Okafor. Shoots over Turner. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. Sabonis has got his 7th rebound here tonight. And the rejection by Jackson. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Pacers lead by 8. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Indianapolis. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And let's quickly break down the game, guys, we have seen from Indiana. What do you think?
Playing inside out in that first quarter led to some high percentage shots in the paint.
It is great when you can get that established early, because to me it opens up every other aspect of your game.
Pistons trail by 8. Bill, do you ever think we're going to eliminate conferences in the NBA playoff seeding?
I think that they would have done a 16-seed no-conference playoff format years ago. I think they were really worried about the travel, though. And they've looked at it, and they've really studied it, and they've looked at the effects of, let's say Boston plays Portland in round 1, and you're flying 3,100 miles or 3,200 miles in 3 time zones and all that stuff, and it's a 2-2-1-1-1 series. What is the effect on the team if it goes 7? I think they're really afraid of it. I wish they did it. I don't like the conferences. I don't really understand them. And over the course of NBA history, they've been really confused by the conferences. I wrote about this in the book of basketball, where we had years where San Antonio was playing in the East for a while, and Baltimore was in the West, which, go look at a map. Baltimore being in the West is ridiculous. Baltimore was in the West and Philly was in the East, and they're like 50 miles away from each other.
Yeah, made no sense.
So they've never really 100% figured out the conferences. And I just think the 1 through 16 makes more sense.
It would sure be better basketball.
It would be better.
Yeah. McConnell and Lamb in the backcourt. McDermott is out there with Turner. And it's Holiday in at the 3. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Here's Holiday after the basket by Detroit. Here's Turner. Second shot opportunity. He's off on that one. Excellent D there from Okafor. Ball against Lamb. Ball no good.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
They'll name a couple past superstars that didn't always get enough credit for being as dominant as they were.
Moses Malone would be my #1 pick. Probably the best player in the league for 5 years. Dominant in '83. They won the title in Philly. Really gave Kareem a lot of problems and was just awesome, and has now just been swept under the rug. Nobody even really remembers. So I would go with him first.
Ever.
Never. Well, it was part of the problem. They were tape delaying games back then, and we didn't have League Pass. We didn't have a lot of that stuff. I think he was really underrated, and you kind of never know who's going to endure and who's not going to endure, which is one of the reasons I wrote my book.
Well, to me, this franchise has got to be thrilled and excited about the upside Miles Turner has. He's a hard-nosed player who wants to be great, Kevin.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. T.J. Warren, he's checked in for McDermott. And Malcolm Brogdon subbed in for Lamb. And he makes both free throws.
This is what makes him a challenge to stop. He will beat you from the floor, and he can also beat you from the line.
Here's Musa. Detroit, no good that time either. And Brogdon has got the ball here for the Indiana Pacers. Their next game is in Cleveland, taking on the Cavaliers. And that one will start off a 3-game road trip for the team. And Bill, talking about the Pacers and the history of this franchise, what are some of your favorite eras of Indiana Pacer basketball? And maybe it goes back to the ABA days.
Yeah, they didn't have the ABA in Boston. I never saw any of those games.
Yeah.
I just saw them through the little books and the magazines, but it was like this alternate
Universe.
league happening. I didn't know if it was real or not. They came really close in the mid-'90s, and there was a great lost Indiana-Orlando series that went 7 and was really entertaining. Orlando up winning. That one was good. I thought in '98 they took the Bulls and Jordan to the brink. And that was the closest I thought the Bulls came to losing a series out of any of those 6 title years. So those would probably be the 2 highlights. The 2000 finals, they were a little closer to beating the Lakers than I think people realize.
It's a history lesson every time I sit down with you.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Well, the jump shot's starting to come along for Jeremy Grant. He's got to continue to work this aspect of his game.
Now, here's Brogdon. Defense is right there. Warren, good. Warren's got 5.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Warren against Grant. The rebound by Brogdon.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Pass to ABC. Fires it up. The shot, no good. So Indiana will take it the other way. And it's their first look at this year's Pistons here for the first game of the NBA's 82-game regular season.
And they usually came out on top when these two teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
But they get it back. Tries again. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
Boy, a little indecisive. I think he wanted to kick it out, changed his mind, and ended up missing.
Here's Warren. Here's Turner. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Turner's got the lead up to 13 now for Indiana. And a special thanks to our guest, Bill Simmons. Always a compelling discussion, and I hope we can continue.
Please, I'm available. Just call me. I'm ready.
I will.
All right,
There's your number right here on my speed
You
dial.
have my number. Call me.
Timeout.
Well, Doris, you read most reporters. They try to stay impartial, but not Bill Simmons.
I think that's what makes him special, Kevin, right? He has his own lens through which he sees things, and he is unafraid to give you his opinion.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
Every timeout, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
And the guys get a little bit of a break, mentally, physically, just recharge here quickly.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Sabonis, he's checked in for Turner. Jeremy Lamb comes in for Justin Holiday. Victor Oladipo, he's checked in for Malcolm Brogdon. And Aaron Holiday's subbed in for T.J. McConnell. Then for the Pistons, Ball's checked in for ABC. Doumbouya comes in for ABC. And Hayes subbed in for Musa. Here's Grant after the made shot from Victor Oladipo. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. Sabonis has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And Hayes throws it down.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Now here is Holiday. Warren kicks to Holiday. Back to Warren. Clock at 6. And it's Warren with the jam.
Well, T.J. Warren finishes with authority. We'll give you a salute, sir.
Here's Ball. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
And he found the soft spot in the D on that possession.
Holiday against Ball. Sabonis. And slam dunk by Sabonis.
I'll tell you, Domantas Sabonis has got some big-time athleticism. That's a pretty dunk.
And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
Well, that's not the guy you want guarding him at the rim. Just too much of a differential in terms of size.
Detroit shooting their first free throw of the night here.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
Free throw drops for Wright. Just 4 seconds left in the first half of basketball. And so it's Indiana in control with the 9-point lead to end the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, you guys are down right now. How do you get back into the game?
Well, the thing about it is we got to have some want-to. Some defensive toughness, some grit. We're not playing with that. I saw none of that in our first few minutes of the game. I've got to see some focus and some fire.
I know you'll look out for it, Case. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. So it's Indiana who's out on top at the half. They have a 9-point lead. How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Indiana?
Well, they're getting higher percentage looks, good game planning. The ball is moving around. Guys aren't pulling the trigger at the first thing they see. They're definitely staying disciplined. That's a big part of what has them having the lead at the halftime.
Over to Kenny. What'd you think about Detroit?
Too much of their offense was perimeter-based. To be successful in this league, you have to score in the paint. Now, that doesn't mean you have to run your offense through the low post, but you've got to send guys to the baskets on pick and rolls, dribble drives, whatever, to create high percentage opportunities you can win.
And that's going to do it for our halftime show, sadly. Third quarter about to start. See you again after the final.
Horn. Oh, buzzer.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. One guy who's been getting it done is Domantas Sabonis.
And you know he's going to put up points every time out, but boy, he made it look so easy in that first half.
Now let's see if he continues that trend the rest of the way. He certainly has the talent and the endurance to do just that.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Doris, as you always say, there is a grace in handling wins and losses in this game, isn't there?
You know what, Kevin? There's an old saying that winning and losing are imposters, that it's everything to do with how you react to constant learning and growing experiences. And listen, everybody wants to win, but can you experience losing with grace and dignity? Can you embrace the joy of pure competition? To me, that's one of the beautiful things about the NBA. Men handle heartbreak and joy and set an example for the next generation. It's beautiful.
While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. Grant is out there with ABC, and it's ABC. Then it's DeLon Wright, and it's Plumlee in at the center position. And so it's Indiana with it, following the three by Detroit. Warren kicks to Oladipo. Pass to Sabonis. Warren with the ball. Inside Leaner. They shoot again. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to be on Mason Plumlee.
This guy's so consistent shooting the basketball. T.J. Warren adept at getting defenders to bite on that up fake. Well, you think back to T.J. Warren and how good he has been for the last few years. And yet last season, he took a huge step forward by adding the three-pointer to his arsenal.
And he makes the first. And the way Warren improved his three-point shooting last year, Doris, was incredible.
No doubt, Kevin. This is a guy who went from below 25% the year before from distance to making over 40% of his range shots. He did all this while coming close to tripling his three-point attempts. What an improvement.
Now, here's Grant. He's got 5. Hayes, no good.
And boy, have they been hitting the backboard in this game or what? Kind of surprising it's such a tight game.
Boy, defense nowhere to be found, and neither was his shot at that time.
Here's Grant. Here's Wright. That shot off. Good work defensively by Turner. And stolen by Wright. Here's Grant. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Grant's got his third basket of the night.
Very good awareness from Grant. Just the ability to catch and shoot. So important to his growth.
Turner passes to Oladipo. That ball. Nice feed that time from Turner. Oladipo's got 5 now.
What a terrific play by just a tremendous all-around player. This guy makes it look easy.
They get it back. Grant. Good work defensively by Turner.
Boy, that's one he wishes he could have back, especially against soft defense.
Indiana again turning it over.
And a chance here to see the numbers for Wright, how he performed last season. Put up 8 points per game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And when he takes over at the point, he really keeps the offense flowing.
Well, this is a guy who brings a solid skill set. Excellent ball handler, high level of playmaking, the perfect backup point.
time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
And no doubt, Coach wants them to shore up their interior defense.
I think right now they're giving up way too many easy looks. That is a recipe for disaster.
So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Okafor is checked in for Grant. Jackson comes in for ABC. Musa, he's checked in for Hayes. And Ball subbed in for Wright. Okafor trying to get open. Ball no good. Indiana leading by 6.
And something that's troubled Indiana the last 3 years. Rebound.
I think, Greg, it's probably manifested at both ends of the floor, right? Some of it's about roster construction. Some of it's about style of play. Some of it's about philosophy. But their inability to control the glass has at times had an impact on them.
Here's Brogdon. Following the basket by Mason Plumlee. Brogdon the pass to Warren. Back to Brogdon. Oladipo outside. And a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in. Brogdon's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Pistons trail by 9. To the left wing. Stolen by Brogdon. And there's the bucket from Victor Oladipo. Oladipo's got 10 points in just the second half. Detroit's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. Here's Okafor. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. You can't help but notice that teams are shooting earlier in the shot clock. One theory being the faster you shoot, the more possessions you get. Well, and the numbers would speak to that.
No doubt, Kevin. And the reality is, for announcers and for fans, that breakneck pace makes it more exciting for us. One NBA coach told me this past year that your field goal percentage in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock gives you your best opportunity to make it. And the longer that shot clock goes on, the more your field goal percentage dips. So, hey, good for us, good for the fans, good for the teams.
And that's because the defense has a chance to settle, correct?
Exactly right.
Scooped up. Sabonis, and the layup's good off the glass. Sabonis has got 10 points in the game.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
And Plumlee kicks to Jackson. Sinks the three-pointer. Jackson's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Well, you have to expand your game if you're going to be effective in the NBA. And Mr. Jackson knocking down the triple. Okay.
Plumlee with the rebound. Plumlee's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Musa. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. Now we'd like to take this moment to show you the teams that a year ago made a trademark of scoring points off turnovers. In third, the Pacers.
And they turned all those mistakes into points at the other end. That aggressive style really yielding big dividends.
Outside Holiday. Passes it to Oladipo. Holiday against Ball. Just 5 to shoot. This one for 3. Drills the three-pointer. He has 5.
This is as pure a shooter as there is. You've got to stay connected or it's a problem.
And the pass to Plumlee over McDermott. And that one hits back iron.
Well, defenses are content to give up the mid-range, right? It's not the high percentage restricted area or the 3. You can see they're prepared to give up that shot.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
I tell you can't get stops if you're unwilling to put in the work.
And here's Oladipo. He'll bring it up for the Pacers. 14 points, their largest lead in the game. Holiday dishes to Lamb. And Ball comes to help. A shot by Holiday. Nobody around. And Indiana, another 3.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Well, improving his focus on these contested jumpers. Josh Jackson taking pride, making shots under duress.
And ever since halftime, they played precision
basketball offensively.
I got to believe that's something the coach talked to them about at the halftime. They have valued each possession.
Victor Oladipo getting it done for the Indiana Pacers. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And, you know, you can always count on him for at least a couple of these pretty assists over the course of a game. And this one, a thing of beauty.
Well, GA, you know a thing or two about a point guard's job. Set the table for your teammates. Done there perfectly.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. McDermott is out there with Domantas Sabonis. Then it's Jeremy Lamb. And it's T.J. McConnell. And it's Holiday in at the 2 guard. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Now McConnell. Outside, Lamb. Pass to Sabonis. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Lamb.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Pistons trail by 14. To the middle. Here's Doumbouya. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And the foul goes against Indiana. And he knocks down the first one. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Doris, such an honor to be on this with you. And you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst. Breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career in what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, Kev.
First free throw is good. And some changes here for the Pacers. Miles Turner, he's checked in for Doug McDermott. Warren comes in for Jeremy Lamb. And Malcolm Brogdon subbed in for T.J. McConnell. Detroit also making some changes. Grant, he's checked in for ABC. And Hayes subbed in for Wayne Ellington. Here's Brogdon, and Grant sends it back.
Well, he's got to be a defensive stalwart, and Jeremy Grant using his size to send it back.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Domantas Sabonis enters the league as the 11th pick in 2016. That first season, I don't think people understood how good he could be. His improvement, his ability as a promising big man in this league, unquestioned at this point.
Pacers leading by 12. Up top, Brogdon, guarded by Wright. Here's Sabonis. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. And you look at the development for Sabonis. What stands out?
Well, I think he's made strides across the board, Kevin. And for me, this is as fundamentally sound a big man as you'll find in the league. He's a triple threat on the offensive end. He is super smart on the defensive end and quite versatile. He can guard both front court positions.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear Dwayne Casey talk to his team. He got on him. He said he's got to see more intensity. He said we put ourselves in this hole, and we've got to work our way out of it. Show me you've got what it takes, guys.
To the paint, here's Brogdon, and Grant sends it back, and they get it back. Holiday, the pass to Sabonis. A fadeaway. Tries to save it. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Pistons. On Thursday, the Atlanta Hawks come into town. That will tip off a homestand for them. Then on Saturday, they'll be facing Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers. And Wright kicks to Hayes. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. Right side, Holiday. Over Hayes. That's good from Holiday on the assist from Brogdon. Brogdon's got 6 assists now in the game. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Pass to Wright. And here is Doumbouya. He's guarded by Brogdon. Hayes. And the 3 off target.
You've got to find a way to get yourself going in some other way because hoisting from 3 is not the answer.
Here's Holiday, and he converts the layup. And the Pacers lead by 16.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
Greg, to me, this is simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Brogdon the pass to Holiday. Hayes with the steal. And Hayes throws it down.
Every team looking to get easy ones in transition.
We call that one the do-it-yourself kit.
Indiana leading by 14. And the Pacers call time here.
Timeout. Starting.
Chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Domantas Sabonis.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open looks or with the guy draped all over him, he just hadn't missed much. With his percentage in the sky-high range, they've had no choice but to make him their #1 option on every trip.
He's played up to his full potential tonight, and he's been playing to the crowd, too. He loves being the star attraction, even if it doesn't happen on a regular basis. Back to Brogdon. The teardrop falls in.
Domantas Sabonis is one of the outstanding passers from the post position that we have in today's game. If you're open, he'll find you.
From the wing, Sabonis grabs the ball.
And if that's the best look you can get on a possession, what a waste of a trip down the floor.
Well, missed opportunities, and they can certainly add up. You cannot afford to take that kind of shot.
Grant against Brogdon. Grant, that's good. Grant's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, Grant is going to have to expand his range. And how about the confidence on that jumper?
It's Brogdon on the wing. Guarded by Wright. They get it again. The kick out to Oladipo. Back to Brogdon. Looking for Oladipo. He gets it there. And a little luck that time, but it drops. And the Pacers lead by 15.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Pacers.
Their hard work on the glass paid off.
I tell you what, they're both excellent rebounding teams, and it was a tough battle underneath all game. And I think ultimately that earned the W.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Domantas Sabonis.
Boy, I think he made his presence felt in the paint more than anywhere else. This guy's rebounding numbers were outstanding. He controlled the glass.
Turner up top. There's 38 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Passes it to Brogdon. 5 to shoot. Here's Sabonis. Second chance shot, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Well, to me, the size of Sabonis creates problems for the defense. You cannot be careless in how you guard this guy.
2 shots.
And Sabonis drops them both. And so it's Detroit with the ball. And there's the pass to Plumlee. Back to Ellington. It's rebounded by Indiana. Now here's Sabonis. And Jeremy Grant picks up the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot two.
Sabonis. 2 shots.
Free throw good. Sabonis.
You know what? There seems to me to be an infectious energy when we're talking about Domantas Sabonis. This is a big man with a great future in the NBA.
Pass to Musa. Over Holiday. Off target from the wing. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. It was a tale of two teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go. And once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Victor, what does tonight's performance say about the confidence of this team?
Just we're pretty good. We play great together, and we play well together as a team. So when we do that, it's easier for us to beat teams.
Victor Wondermatha, thank you, my man. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that about does it for the first game of the new NBA season. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.